Today's MetroNews television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Wednesday's rain was beneficial locally, mostly looking north with the brighter greens indicating over a half inch that fell. Charleston, however, not so much. Compared to average month to date, we're falling behind by almost an inch and a half. And year to date, it's a 5-inch deficit with ongoing severe drought that expanded a bit for Thursday morning's map. Unfortunately, these areas could see worsening conditions in the next 7 days. Anywhere that's green, that's less than a half inch for running accumulation. And on top of that, some increased evaporation with temperatures in the 90s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday approaching daily records each day. For our Thursday evening, some areas of showers, mostly looking north. That, as well as the cloud cover, gradually erodes into the overnight hours with high pressure bringing some dry air in from the west. We'll keep some clear skies into Friday, eventually increasing clouds with a few rain chances, mostly overnight into Saturday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Could be traveling to a few stormy pockets this weekend like Chicago, Orlando, Tampa, otherwise areas rising toward 90s by Sunday like us, including DC and Charlotte. Panhandle to panhandle forecast, looking north where clear skies allow temperatures into the low 40s tonight, then beginning our warming trend tomorrow with some low 70s. Looking east toward Martinsburg to stay a bit milder at 48 tonight, then 73 on Friday. Some areas shy of 40 like Clarksburg, Weston, Elkins, Snowshoe, Webster Springs. These cooler spots stay in mid-60s for our Friday, 73 for Ripley. Other areas that could fall into some 30s tonight, Marlinton, Lewisburg, Summersville. 41 tonight for Charleston, 74 on Friday. We will see some scattered showers and thunderstorms Friday night through Saturday night, lingering a bit on Sunday Morgantown, otherwise heat through Tuesday.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Five, three.
Red 57! Red 57! Hot, hot!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Bill McKenzie kicks a 38-yard field goal on the final play of the football game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
It is a great night to be a Mountaineer wherever you may be.
From the home of the state's land-grant institution, inside the Health Plan Studios, in the Dale B. Miller Building in Morgantown, it's time for the state's most listened-to sports talk show. This is the CityNet Statewide Sportsline. CityNet, cybersecurity experts for the digital age. And now, across the state of West Virginia and beyond, Sportsline is on the air.
Hi, everyone, and good evening. We welcome you into a Thursday edition of the CityNet Statewide Sportsline. Brad and Greg with you this evening, and we have got a packed show for you coming up. We've got a lot of different things to jump into, and in fact, we are so packed, we're going to jump right in. I'm not even saying hi to Coach Hunter. We'll get to that here in a minute. We're going to head straight across town to Kendrick Family Ballpark, where our guy Kyle Wiggs is standing by. He's getting ready to call the game for ESPN Plus as TCU and West Virginia begin the regular season finale, series-wise, with Game 1 coming up here in just a few minutes. So we're lucky enough to grab Kyle for just a couple of minutes, and we head over to him now. Kyle, good evening. Welcome in.
Thanks, guys. Good evening to you.
All right, set the conditions for us. It's been a rainy, gloomy, windy day here in Morgantown. What's it like over at the park right now?
Well, it is chilly, but the rain clouds have moved out. It's still overcast, but the rain clouds have moved out, so it looks like we're going to be dry tonight, but it is chilly in the 50s. You know, the folks that came from Texas when they came out to take the field to warm up and take infield and take batting practice looked like they were in Alaska. They had the hooded sweatshirts and the gloves, and they were all bundled up. So it's going to be chilly, but, again, no rain, it appears, at least to get this game started. we do have some breaking news. I got to get this in, guys.
Go.
Talking with TCU head coach Kirk Saarloos prior to the game during BP, his top hitter, Sawyer Stroh-Snyder, who was the preseason player of the year in the Big 12 and one of the top freshman hitters in the country last year, he's out, not just tonight, but for the entire weekend.
Ooh.
So that's a huge development. And the coach mentioning to us that Stroh-Snyder was injured during a workout yesterday, and they fear it's a high ankle sprain. So he's definitely out this weekend. So that's a middle-of-the-order bat that's not in there for TCU, and a guy who has home run power, obviously 10 home runs, and leads the team with 23 extra base hits. So that's the big news as we get set for game one tonight.
Yeah, and again, that is huge breaking news. Stroh-Snyder also an elite-level defender, right, as a center fielder. So how do they replace him?
Well, you can't replace him. That's the thing. You've got a guy, they're going to go to a guy in right field. Jack Arthur is going to play right field, a younger player with some power. He's got 3 home runs, and they insert him in the number 5 spot. But that's a gigantic hole as Stroh-Snyder and Chase Brunson have really carried this TCU offense from a power perspective. So you don't have Stroh-Snyder in there to protect Brunson. So as of right now, it'll be Jack Arthur that'll take Stroh-Snyder's spot in right field tonight.
Yeah, that's a massive bit of news to go along with what we thought was going to be the story of the series. Is West Virginia shuffling its starting pitching a little bit, going with Ian Korn tonight. He's been used mostly out of the bullpen, does have one start a couple weeks ago against UC. And what are you expecting from him? What are you hearing about him? Is he has gone 4 straight outings of 4 innings or more. So they've stretched him out a little bit over the last 4 outings, hoping to get him, I'm sure, 5, 6, maybe even 7, which might be pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, that's the anticipation. As you mentioned, they've stretched him out.
Did we lose Kyle?
You know, I mean,
we lose Kyle.
He is in the middle of nowhere.
Kyle is out. All right, there he is. Kyle Wiggs checking in from Kendrick Family Ballpark, and we likely will not get him back as they're getting ready to begin their broadcast here in just a matter of minutes. So where I was going with that, Greg, is Korn has gone 4 straight outings where he's gone 4 or more innings, including the 1 start he's made this year against Cincinnati just a few weeks, against Houston back on the 18th. He went 5 innings in that game, came back with 4 1/3 on the 24th at UC, went 4 against Kansas State on May 1st, and then 4 innings in relief against Kansas last weekend. So I think if you're Steve Sabins, you would be thrilled if you could get him to that 5-inning mark. Anything past that's certainly a bonus, but if you can get him into the 5th or get through the 5th, I think that's a huge, huge bonus there for West Virginia.
Well, you know, and again, we understand why they've shuffled their lineup a little bit in terms of their pitching order and not starting Max Yale in the first game to keep him on his normal rest day since this series has moved up a little bit. But still, it's awfully nice when Yale has been able to give him the ball first, and you've just gone out there on Friday night, just pulled in that first victory, and then just set yourself up for some really good weekends in the last few.
Yeah, you have. Now you know you're going to have to go to your bullpen, and it's just going to be reversed a little bit. Instead of having that Friday night where you hope your starter, and as Yale has done, gets so deep into games, now you're just going to flip it, and your Saturday guys that come out of the pen are going to have to be ready to go. And again, hopefully Korn pitches like he has. I mean, he's been absolutely lights out. We talked last night he's one of those 3 Mountaineer pitchers with a sub-3 ERA, one of only 3 pitchers in the entire league under that number that qualify with the number of innings that are all Mountaineers. He has been fantastic. Listen to this walk-K ratio. 44 strikeouts on the season. He's given up just 8 walks.
Wow.
44 strikeouts to 8
games.
Walks in 48 2/3 innings. Coming in tonight, opponents are hitting just 229 off Ian Korn, and he's been as advertised. Came in as the Division II Pitcher of the Year last year, and another one of those hits on the D2 guys that has stepped right in, and he has been lights out all year.
Yeah. Let me ask you, from a baseball philosophy standpoint, Yale and Chase and Cole, your Friday and Saturday starters, typically have gone distances, and both have complete games in recent weeks. can you just throw your bullpen out today and run it, thinking, I'm not going to need them on Friday and Saturday because I got guys thinking go 8 or 9?
Such a great question there. And I think the answer is no, you can't just throw everybody, but you also need wins, right?
Yep.
And so you've got one staring in front of you, and if you can get into the pen, and if it takes multiple guys going an inning each or 3 guys going, I think Steve Sabins does it, and then you just depend on those guys, as you mentioned. Yale and Cole have been so good, and you cross that bridge when you come to it. And that's part of the strategy here in baseball, isn't it? It's such a big challenge to what you do with those arms, and you're right, especially here in Game 1. But if you've got a chance to win it in tonight and get that series off to a start with your best guy going tomorrow, you take it and do what you have to do tonight, I think, is the answer to that.
And we saw a few weeks ago, when Maxiell was out, West Virginia's bullpen, I mean, it's not incredibly deep. You've got a few arms there you can trust, but it's not like you got, 10 arms out there that you can just have 4 today and 4 more tomorrow and a couple more on Saturday. You got to use what you can and get what you can, but you also have to cross your fingers. And there's no reason, I guess, if you use somebody an inning tonight, you can't use them again.
Correct.
Certainly on Saturday.
Correct. That's exactly right. That'll be the plan for Steve tonight. We'll watch that game along with you. Begins here at 6:30. So if you're keeping an eye on that one, or if you're headed out to the game, shoot us a text 304-8255. 304. Got a busy night, as I mentioned in the opening, coming up here. A lot of basketball in the news of the Division II variety. Our guy Daniel Mondragon, formerly of Davis and Elkins, has returned or is returning to the state. He's the new head coach at Fairmont State. He's going to join us coming up here in just a few minutes. I'm anxious to talk to him as he takes over that historic Fairmont State program. We'll hear what his thoughts are about getting that job and returning to the state of West Virginia, where last time he was here, Greg, and in this league, he was Coach of the Year back in 2023. And friend of the show, we've had him on the program before.
Yeah, had him on. Boy, what a fantastic job he did at a program that's not historically been high-end, and really led the Senators to a couple of outstanding seasons before moving on to an assistant coaching job at the D1 level.
Yeah, did a fantastic job there at D&E. The other bit of basketball news, and men's college basketball is like turning into the NFL here. Like, we haven't heard anything about football for a while, but every day there's basketball news on the Division I side. A report earlier today from Rocco Miller, owner of Field of 68, which, by the way, they're going to have to change their name. Owner of Field of 68, reporting that West Virginia and North Carolina are close to finalizing an agreement to play in basketball, Coach Hunter, coming up in November, late November. So we'll get into all the details that are being reported on that potential game coming up here in just a little bit. Again, we'll love to hear from you, 304-8255-304. Let us know what you think about that proposed matchup, North Carolina and West Virginia. Also, the baseball side, are you keeping an eye on the series this weekend? And almost forgot, we've got Division II baseball and softball from the Mountain East Conference to talk about. And the first softball team is through to the state tournament, high school-wise. Quad A North Region, we have some bids up for grab, and one has already been secured. We'll get into all of that as the CityNet statewide sports line rolls on after these messages.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
Boating season is almost here, and there's no better place to start your family's adventure than Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Family owned for over 40 years, Lou and his sons are West Virginia's largest Avalon pontoon dealer and true experts in boats, motors, and repairs. Explore their impressive inventory and score some of the best deals of the season right now. At Lou Wendell Marine Sales, they don't just sell boats, they sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com and get on the water in style. After all, the weekend's almost here.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet statewide sports line returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
What does it mean to lead in medicine? J.W. Ruby Memorial Hospital is the top hospital in West Virginia, nationally recognized for 3 programs and 18 procedures and conditions. But to us, leadership means being first in care, in lives saved, in lives restored. In medicine, we lead in the ways that truly matter.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
Download MetroNews Television on your iPhone or Android. Search MetroNews Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Welcome back in. The CityNet statewide sports line continues. Brad and Greg with you live in our Health Plan studios. The Health Plan provides health coverage options and has been the most trusted carrier for over 40 years. As we mentioned just a few minutes ago, Fairmont State has named a new men's basketball head coach, and it's a familiar name and a friend of the program. We've talked to him before in his previous job in the Mountain East Conference at Davis and Elkins. Now he moves a little bit closer to where we are, Greg. He's just right down the road as the new Fairmont State head coach. That's Daniel Mondragon. He returns to the Mountain East Conference, and he returns to the CityNet statewide sports line right now. Coach, good evening. Congratulations, and welcome back to the state of West Virginia.
Guys, thank you so much, man. Super excited to be heading back to West Virginia, and excited to be on here with you guys. Appreciate you.
Well, let's talk about this. We mentioned last time we talked to you and had you on, you were wrapping up Coach of the Year honors at Davis and Elkins. Just a tremendous job you did with that program. Then you were off to a couple of different stops, most recently at the Division I level at Mercer, but have decided to return. So what piqued your interest about this job, and why come back to the Mountain East Conference?
Yeah, I said this a couple of times in the interview. It's Fairmont State, right? When you compete against Fairmont State, you understand the brand, the community, the passion, the fans, and really just the level and the tradition of that program. People all my coaching career have asked, hey, what's the goal? Do you want to be this? Do you want to be that? And I've always kind of answered it like my dream is to be at a program where I can win consistently, I can win, compete for championships. So this is like a dream job, man. I was learning and growing here at Mercer with Ryan, and when the job came open, I jumped on it, and it was a no-brainer. And Greg will tell you, as soon as he offered me the job, I didn't even need any time to think. I accepted it right on the spot. So super excited, and yeah, it's just one of those programs that the tradition of winning, the passion, the fans, the community, it feels big time.
So Daniel, what did you learn in your time away from the head coaching position? I mean, D1, the world has changed since you left Elkins. So what did you learn in your other stops?
Yeah, I would say a couple of things. Number one, obviously, it's a little bit of an adjustment first, where you become someone that's making suggestions instead of making every decision. I think that in itself is a good learning experience. Ryan Ritter has done it at the highest level. He's won at Bethune-Cookman. He's won at UT Martin. This is his third Division I program, and we won 19 games. And so just seeing someone else call the shots. Someone else, sometimes you are pretty confident. We're competitors, and you think you're pretty good, and you see someone do it at a really high level. So learning from him, the way he builds relationships with the players, the way he puts people first, the way he treats his staff, that was a huge lesson. I think most translatable to coaching and coaching back at the Division II level would be learning this NIL market, right? Dealing with agents and truly understanding how it works and how it trickles down to the Division II level. I think that's something that if D2 coaches that aren't necessarily understanding that, it can hurt you in recruiting and can make recruiting a little bit more frustrating, a little bit less efficient. So I think learning the NIL and the landscape of college basketball at the Division I level and how it impacts and how it trickles down to Division II would be a big one as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We're talking with Daniel Mondragon, new head coach at Fairmont State. Well, let's talk about that a little bit more because it's crazy. You haven't been gone that long, but yet the world has completely shifted and continues to change. You've got some experience now in both sides of this. So how do you think you approach it? And listen, I know you've had the job for about 12 minutes, so we're not holding you to anything here. I get this. But what do you think the approach is now when you're at Fairmont State where you can go out and get who you want to get? Is this Division I guys dropping down? Is it heavy high school? Is it other D2s? How do you think you approach the recruiting side of this thing?
I think each year is a little different, right? I think roster construction is a little bit of an art. You can't just throw the most talent if the positions and the personalities and the character don't match. So I think each year is different. Listen, this last year's team graduated 5-6 guys, right? So we've got a good young core coming back. So we'd be silly to sign a bunch of freshmen this class, right? So we've got to sprinkle in. We've got 2 great freshmen already signed that we're retaining. So we got to sprinkle in some experience and some older guys and some transfers. So I think it's just understanding where's your roster at right now and what are the pieces that it needs. Do we need some experience and a veteran presence? Do we need young guys to develop because we've got some continuity? So I think it's just understanding that. I think this year the guys that I will sign, because we got half the team already there, which is awesome, are going to be a little bit older. There'll be some junior college and some Division I transfers coming down for sure. And it's always, having learned this at Mercer, it's really, and this is from Ryan, honestly, understanding when you're recruiting guys that they understand the expectation and no one's bigger than the team, no one's bigger than the program. So I've told the Division I transfers that I talk to, like, listen, man, you haven't played at this level. Fairmont State is as good as any low major. So no one is going to come in here and think they're better than Fairmont State, think they're better than the Mountaineers, think they're better than Division II. I just want to get that out there before we move forward in recruiting. And so kind of set the tone because it's important for the locker room. It's important for the chemistry of the team that guys don't come in with this mentality that they're better than everybody else.
Style of play, again, has that morphed any? You've been in this league, so you've seen you better be able to score in the Mountain East to keep up with some of the big boys. So what kind of style of play are you going to emphasize?
Yeah, honestly, I want us to be just tough as nails defensively. Fairmont was the best defense in the league last year. I want to continue that and continue to improve that and try to separate in that area. That's who I am. That's the way I'm wired. Offensively, not much has changed, I guess I'll say. We want to get stops and we want to run and get great quality shots. If that's a open 3 seconds into the shot clock, so be it. If that's a layup at the rim one-on-one because the guy's backpedaling, so be it. I'm more about valuing the shot quality and playing team basketball and playing offense for each other. We're going to score points. It's going to be a fun style. I think you're going to see guys sharing the basketball and playing for each other. I'm kind of a purist that way offensively. So it'll be some free-flowing offense, some concept stuff, and again, some of that depends on the roster that we end up finishing with, right? Playing to guys' strengths and understanding how to attack mismatches and put guys in position within whatever structure you decide to use to be successful.
Yep, that's perfect for this league, as you well know, and your teams at D&E could really guard it. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's maybe compare and contrast. It's 2 different kinds of jobs, right? When you took over D&E, that was a build, and you built it extremely well, got it to a point. It's you are a very, very good Mountain East Conference team, which, if you're very good in this league, that means you're very good across the Division II levels. It's one of the best in the country. Fairmont State's a little bit different, especially in terms of the expectation from a fan base. This is an unbelievable run of guys that have sat in your chair over the last 4 or 5, and then certainly going back in history with JoJo Retton. I mean, we can go all the way back and talk the legacy of great head coaches. You step into that role with a really passionate fan base. They care. That also comes with some demands. How do you manage that new part of going into a program like that this season?
Yeah, honestly, I think you got to continue to be yourself, and as a coach and as a competitor, you're not in this business if you don't want an urge, and you have an urge for that, right? And so, it's a different expectation. It's a different, but you want that, right? It's like guys that want the last second shot, right? As competitors, all our lives, we look forward to that. So, for me, I'm confident, but I'm going to be myself, and I think we're going to do really well. I try not to get too caught up, take it one day at a time, and I think people will see in time, and I'm just excited. But you're right. I made that very clear when I was interviewing that. Hey, I understand that there's a big difference, and you got to be adaptable as a coach, and you got to understand where you're at, and recruiting's different, and the expectation's different. But I'm embracing it, and we're gonna make sure that our guys understand the history and the tradition there, most importantly, and that we're playing for that name.
So what's it feel like to be back in West Virginia yourself? You went to college in Florida. You've been coaching in Georgia. You may get a little bit of a slap in the face at times, but have you gotten adjusted? And not even adjusted, just a little deja vu by being back in the state.
Well, he's probably looking forward to a little bit of snow now. He's been away. You're probably looking forward to a little bit of snow.
And a little bit of fly fishing in the off season too.
There you go.
No, I listen. My 5 years in Elkins, I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with the state. I love the outdoors. My 2 favorite hobbies are snowboarding and fly fishing. I don't get to snowboard as much because of the season, but I love being outside, man. I love the state of West Virginia. I've met some of my best friends. You can't imagine how many people reached out from Elkins, and I'm like, man, I made some really, really good connections and friendships there. So I'm excited to be back. I still have my pickup truck. I still have 4-wheel drive. One of the ladies asked me in the forum if I know how to drive in the snow. I told her, oh yeah, I spent 5 years in Elkins. The snow is not an issue. So I couldn't be more thrilled. People down here, it's funny. Some of our players at Mercer are like, you're from West Virginia, right? Like, I'm not from there. That's where I came from most recently. So I'm becoming a West Virginian slowly but surely. So I'm excited to be back.
Well, that's great. See, that's one of those things. Now that you're coming to Fairmont, you've handled the Elkins winter.
Yeah, you can handle Randolph County.
I mean, you're moving. This is basically coming back to Florida here when you get to Fairmont. I mean, this is easy.
It's going to be a breeze.
There's no question. All right, my man. I know you got a ton of things going on, trying to get that roster filled out and get yourself up here. So we'll let you run, but we appreciate some time. You know what big fans we are of the league and of you, and we're thrilled to have you back, and we'll certainly be talking a bunch as we head into next season. So congratulations and welcome back.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Take care.
All right, there he is, Daniel Mondragon, new head coach, Fairmont State men's basketball. They got a good one there. They got and you knew they would, and Daniel said it. He knows he's been in this league. That program is so storied, and you knew they would end up with a good coach. Had multiple options there and could have landed a bunch of different places with a good one. They certainly got one, a guy that knows this league, a guy that had a lot of success in this league before he left, and he returns. But it is amazing when you start to think of that lineage in the head coaching, just recent. Again, never mind. You don't have to go back to JoJo Retton, but you can.
Even since then.
But take Jared Calhoun into Joe Mazzulla, into Tim Koenig, who's on to the Division I level, and now Daniel Mondragon takes that over.
Yeah. I mean, but you're right. I mean, it's a great legacy, but there's also pressure there. I mean, you can't go in there and all of a sudden have struggles, even as a first-year coach, because the people down in the friendly city expect way too much.
Yeah, I agree. Well, they got a good one. Daniel Mondragon returns, and we'll certainly be talking to him as we move throughout. Texts are coming in. Keep those coming. The rumored matchup, West Virginia and North Carolina, reportedly nearing a deal, according to Rocco Miller, Field of 68. We'll get into that when we return. We've got high school softball results to report back to. We've got Division II baseball and softball as well that we'll get into. Plenty more to go on the CityNet Statewide Sportsline. We're back after this.
Kids deserve care that's as specialized as they are. At WVU Medicine Golisano Children's Pediatric Urology, we treat everything from urinary tract issues and kidney problems to bladder and genital conditions with expertise and compassion. Our team uses advanced techniques designed for growing bodies so your child gets the best care possible. Call 855-WVU-CARE to schedule an evaluation or visit WVUkids.com.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
If a fire occurred in your home, would your smoke alarms work? Don't wait for a tragedy to find out. Smoke alarms are designed to give you and your family the precious seconds you need to safely escape. Test your smoke alarms every month by pressing the test button until the alarm sounds. Depending on the type of battery in your smoke alarm, you may need to change the batteries at least once a year or whenever the low battery warning chirps, and never remove the batteries for any reason. Remember, having working smoke alarms is not only a good idea, it's the law. A message from the West Virginia State Fire Marshal's Office.
Live from the Health Plan Studios, the CityNet Statewide Sportsline returns in 2 minutes on MetroNews, the voice of West Virginia.
Today's MetroNews television forecast is brought to you by Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun.
Wednesday's rain was beneficial locally, mostly looking north with the brighter greens indicating over a half inch that fell. Charleston, however, not so much. Compared to average month to date, we're falling behind by almost 1.5 inches, and year to date it's a 5-inch deficit with ongoing severe drought that expanded a bit for Thursday morning's map. Unfortunately, these areas could see worsening conditions in the next 7 days. Anywhere that's green, that's less than a ½ inch for running accumulation, and on top of that, some increased evaporation with temperatures in the 90s Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, approaching daily records each day. For our Thursday evening, some areas of showers, mostly looking north. That, as well as the cloud cover, gradually erodes into the overnight hours with high pressure bringing some dry air in from the west. We'll keep some clear skies into Friday, eventually increasing clouds with a few rain chances, mostly overnight into Saturday. Fly CRW forecast, it starts at home. Could be traveling to a few stormy pockets this weekend like Chicago, Orlando, Tampa, otherwise areas rising toward 90s by Sunday like us, including DC and Charlotte. Panhandle to panhandle forecast, looking north where clear skies allow temperatures into the low 40s tonight, then beginning our warming trend tomorrow with some low 70s. Looking east toward Martinsburg to stay a bit milder at 48 tonight, then 73 on Friday. Some areas shy of 40 like Clarksburg, Weston, Elkins, Snowshoe, Webster Springs. These cooler spots stay in mid-60s for our Friday, 73 for Ripley. Other areas that could fall into some 30s tonight, Marlinton, Lewisburg, Summersville. 41 tonight for Charleston, 74 on Friday. We will see some scattered showers and thunderstorms Friday night through Saturday night, lingering a bit on Sunday Morgantown, otherwise heat through Tuesday.
Welcome back in. CityNet Statewide Sportsline continues. Excuse me, the excitement. I'll tell you why here in just a second. But first, you've heard the buzz about CityNet fiber expanding across West Virginia. Now you can